Hey guys, I want to go live tonight because why not? I feel like I better get used to it. YouTube was a little crazy today. I'm not gonna lie. My live stream on my main channel was a little weird because I had a lot of trolleys, but I think it's not gonna be the only time. So I feel like I have to kind of adjust to that. It's just a whole thing. I need to do a problematic body check, but I'm gonna make this bigger first. Hello, you guys. What'd you say, damn? Oh, here's problematic body check. This shirt is actually kind of too big now, a little bit, so it doesn't show how much I actually am. But I think one side is bigger than the other. This shirt is a 3X. You guys remember? I know you and John do because you guys have been around for a minute. But oh gosh, one of my hairs is on there. But you guys remember when I bought this and this was like Sausage Fest shirt? Do you remember that? It was really sausagey and I couldn't even fit in it really. And I think I'm getting towards like a 2. I really should try on. I have a 2X. I have some 2X shirts, but a Walmart 2X is like a 1.5 now. Yeah. Well, I made like a Sausage Fest video because I don't know if Walmart just uses less fabric in general for their shirts and stuff, or if they were doing it to hide inflation. But either way, let me see. There is a shirt I want to try, but I'm gonna leave the room because I don't do that shit. You guys don't get that for free. But I'd like to try this shirt on. This is like what a 2X used to be. This is back in 2014. I never actually wore it because I could never wear it. So I'm going to try it on. I don't think you guys can see me. Oh my goodness, don't look. Whatever. If you can, then you're welcome. So, technically still male. I can still get away with this. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's getting really close. So this is the 2X. You can tell how it's tighter, but it's getting very close. I don't know why, but a 2X has been really difficult for me to fit into. I think it's because when you're these bigger sizes, you literally just like, it's almost like you have to lose 100 pounds to go down a size. Like it's crazy. So I'm still a 3 for sure. I don't think I would wear this, but because it's still a little tight here. But it's getting really, really, really close. Like I think in the summer I'll probably be a small fat. So small fat is like it's a different social strata, which is a weird thing to say, but I measure it based on that too. I'm not quite there yet. I'm gonna change back. But yeah, this is very close. If I were to stretch it out, it would probably fit, but I don't really want to do that. So gosh, I'm itchy too. Oh, I am estrogen-y, I am serotonin-y, I'm all the E's. I'm struggling lately. I don't know how I'm gonna do this spring, you guys, honestly. I just hope I don't go ballistic in June. But honestly, I don't know. Because it's getting worse. Like in terms of the burn off, it's getting worse. Like I feel crazy. Oh, John. Are you still doing your finals? You guys do finals early as hell. Damn. I feel like I used to do finals a little later. I do finals in like mid-May, I guess. Not too far from this, but damn. Guess I can put my laundry away. Oh, next week. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, I'm itchy. Woo. Really, really, really itchy. I don't like that. I had a lot of eggs today. Again, hopefully that helps. And I think I'm gonna have to wear these as pajamas. This shirt, Bot's favorite shirt, because it's warmer. I need to turn on my fan. It's definitely getting warmer here, which is good. It's just, I can't win. I'm always dealing with the twin demons of either like extreme winter hypo or burn off, like extreme burn off from the summer. I feel like I'm struggling a lot, especially in the first half of the year. For me, the second half is definitely better until December, and then it's really hard usually. But this December wasn't bad last year, so I might be okay this year. But it should be, I'm thinking it'll be a difficult time this spring and in the June, like June and stuff, because it's building. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, because I feel like a lot of people are, I just feel like a lot of stuff, like I feel like a lot of shit is going to go down in May. I have a feeling. I've been feeling it for months. I remember me and Lisa, we did like a lot of readings a while back. And we both felt like stuff was going to go down in May, both in terms of the election, in terms of just like personal life stuff too. Because I feel like a lot of stuff could go down in late May. Like I think especially Gemini season, it's really going to be drastic. I feel like there's going to be a lot of changes this year during Gemini season. And I don't know if I can handle it, because the thing is, like, I'm a little bit serotonin-y. And what that feels like is it's like I feel very rigid, and change is difficult when you're in that state where it's like, like I feel like I can't bounce back as fast from stuff, or like I have a hard time focusing on certain things. And it's like I'm getting trolls in my stream today, and I'm just like, oh gosh, like this is getting real. You know, it's like I'm really becoming a YouTuber. I'm getting just stuff going on in my personal life where it's like, I don't know what's happening. You know, it's like I feel like things could change a lot. And I'm going to share the stream just in case. I just feel like a lot of stuff could go down, and it's just, I'm not worried about stuff going down. I'm worried that I can't handle it. I don't know. I don't really want to do that. I think in the end, like, it's just weird. It's like somebody calling me a racial slur, for example. It's weird. Or like there was a non-binary person in there that really tripped out, you know, but they kind of trip anyways. So I don't really know. But it's just frustrating. It's frustrating because it's like I don't understand how it can be such a minefield to talk about diet because people get so weird and, like, so sensitive and stuff about it, which I'm not saying that I don't too, but it's like, I don't understand, like, I don't know, people are just so nasty in general about it, you know? It's just weird, but I mean, I guess I do understand. I think it's like there's a lot of people too who are really they're invested in being sick too, or like there's a lot of people who don't wanna get better. So I think I'm gonna have to consider that too within my own activism. I think even myself, like I can feel that way sometimes where it's like, what if I don't wanna get better? Or what if I want to, um, like what if I'm prolonging my suffering for some reason? Like, not really with my physical health, I don't really do it there, but just, like, in general. Like, I worry about, like, if the opportunity for a relationship were to come up, would I sabotage it to stay single? Like, something like that. I feel like that's something I could easily do, and it's like, why would I do that? You know? And it's like, would I rather prolong being single or prolong my suffering with being single, or would I rather just, actually move forward? And I feel like astrologically, this is one of those times where we got to move forward. Not really in most of May, but in Gemini season is really when it's time. And I'm just kind of feeling it. And I'm just like, oh gosh, this is going to be, I think it's going to be a hell of a time when Jupiter's in Gemini. I think it's going to be weird because it's like people make things really political when that happens. So it's like, I feel like that's going to start popping off. And then people are just very like nasty or critical when Jupiter's in Gemini. And it's like, like I'm going into a line of work where I'm going to really be dealing with it. And I just don't know what I think about it, It's kind of ugly. Um, so I don't know. I don't know that like I want to do the censorship thing. I don't know how to handle things. But because there's other issues too. Like it's not just about like what you do, it's the result of it. So like if I were to censor people or do certain things, it can lead to a whiplash and it can cause more of a problem than if I were to just take it or just move on. So it's frustrating. Yes, Sam. I think that's also why I'm probably gonna be canceled. I think I can feel it coming too. Um, but it's not my first rodeo but I feel like that's coming. Yeah, but I think it can lead to a lash out, and it's better to just not sometimes to not give a reaction or to not give them a satisfying reaction, which I feel like I may have done that. I just don't know if I pissed other people off in the process, but you can't always please people. And I'm trying to remember that, but it's hard when I'm so serotonin-y because it's like when I'm super serotonin-y, it makes me want to um it makes me want to be more people pleasing in a sense. And I'm just like, oh gosh, here we go again, because I don't do well with that. So it's like, ugh. I don't know, but I don't know. It depends. Because to me, it's like, I have to see. I'm going to have to see how bad it gets. And it's just a lot. You have to really consider certain things with that. I mean, we might come to that. That's not off the table. I didn't really care because they were saying it to me. So it's like, I don't care if it's said to me, but it would have upset me more if it was said to like somebody else in the stream. Like, that would have been fugly. So I don't know. Maybe in that kind of dynamic, I don't really know. Um, Plus it could just be like a trolling thing or like trying to get a reaction. Like it's like, I don't know. I have to figure it out, but I feel like that's stuff that I have to figure out, and I'm not in like the biggest and best mental space to figure it out because I am really serotonin-y and like estrogen-y and all these E's. Like I'm having an issue. So it's like, oh gosh, like I chose to go full time. I was thinking that I would be okay this spring, and I am better, but it's like, am I going to be completely okay? I don't know. So it's a little scary. That's hence the stream title. But it's like at the same time, like I'm so exhausted with caring about what people think. And it's like, why should I have to feel some kind of way over what somebody else is saying? Like it's not even something that I'm saying. And I'm just so sick of like how people are, where it's like, I'm responsible for what my audience says, or I'm this, or I'm responsible for this or that, or, like the whole thing today with the non binary person. It's like, if I don't understand non binary, all I said was, I don't understand it. And it's not the same thing as being gay. Like, if I were to go to a gay support group, which I never would, but if I were, I would be upset if I was the only gay man there and everyone else was non binary and they're just talking about that. It's not the same thing. I said that. That really offended somebody. And then when I asked them, I said, because they're like, oh, you said something negative. And I said, how? They couldn't say. And eventually they said, well, it was your condescending tone and blah, blah, blah. And I said, so we're tone policing now. It's like, it's ridiculous. And I just don't know, like, when did this idea come in that not only that we can control other people's thoughts and feelings? Like, when did that start? Because that has never been true. It's never been true. Never. Like, if somebody is like blatantly homophobic or even racist, like I said, somebody called me the N word today. If I'm dealing with somebody who's like that, I can't control their mind, you know? I can't control what would make them say that or what would not. Like, I can't. Sometimes it can be funny. Like, it's kind of funny to call me the N word in a way. It's just like really random. But it's like, I don't know. It's like I worry about, well, would that upset somebody else? And it's like, I can't control it. I can't control the world. And it's like, I feel like for me, it's like life isn't safe. I don't know that my channel should be safe either, because that's not the way that life is. And like I said, blocking and all that, it can create a perception of you that's really negative, and it can cause a backlash as well. So it's like, I don't know, you know, but these are questions that I don't know, because I don't necessarily want to do what other YouTubers do. I don't want to bow down to people, and I don't want to do certain things like that, because and mostly I don't want to make it all about them. It's like I want to try to keep things about the good people, because there's like fugly people, in the world. It's just fugified. But it's like I was thinking today, I was like, gosh, like it was a really unpleasant streaming experience. And my stream was pretty good still. But it's like I was considering like, gosh, maybe I just shouldn't do the streams anymore. And then I thought about it and I was like, like the people that are good, they love them. And it's like, I'm not going to take that away from the good people just because bad people or overly sensitive people or people who somehow hold me responsible for something somebody else does, just because of people like that, why should I not do it? And I couldn't think of a reason. So I'm like, no, I'm going to keep going because I think it's just better to just do it anyways, basically, because it's like that's a part of the job. And I'm not a weak person. I just feel weak when I'm serotonin-y. It's difficult for me when I'm in this state. And it's like, so that's hard. And I guess if it gets too bad, I can stop. But it's like I really don't want to. um, Nothing happened in this stream, John. I'm talking about my stream earlier from today. Yeah. So I'm just talking about it. I'm just considering things because it's like how to handle things. I've seen how other people have handled things, and I've seen like two extremes. Like I've seen somebody where they never blocked anything and they let anything happen, and I've seen somebody where they blocked everything. And I'm not really satisfied with either thing, but I also think I have to see, like, some of it is how you are, how you handle things. Um, and I think I handled things okay, but we'll see. We'll see if I piss everybody off or if people are pissed all over the place, but it's like, it's just weird. Yeah, I get that, John, but I don't really wanna do that because it's a bad habit or it can lead to bad things. It's kind of like Pandora's box. But I'm more of a content creator, so it's different. If you're just like doing it casually, it's a little different. But I just feel I know that that's a Pandora's box that leads to issues. And I want to make sure that I'm aware of how things are, or how I'm being perceived. I'm aware of how my rhetoric is, right? Like, it's not about the fact that I have to change my rhetoric or change what I'm doing. It's more so that I have to figure out how it's being received. Because as a content creator, it's important what I'm doing, but it's also important how it's being received. So if I just block everybody, then I'm not going to see how I'm being received. And so I can be blind or delusional or think that everybody's on my side or, something like that when they're not. And I've seen that happen too many times with a lot of different creators, and I don't want that for myself. So I don't think blocking everybody is the answer. Because for me personally, hate comments and things like that, it doesn't bother me. I just worry more so about, because like racial slurs and, if somebody were to use gay slurs and stuff, like I don't really give a shit, honestly. Like I'm not sensitive like that. I more so just worry about other people, but it's like, I'm not the one saying it. So I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird because I'm not that sensitive. So it's weird. I don't know what to do, but I have to think about it. So, oh my goodness. It's just those kind of things, because I like to ride the line between being appropriate and inappropriate. So it's like, it's difficult because it's like you have to be interesting enough or like going against the grain enough to not be boring, but you also have to be like appropriate enough. Like it's a tricky balance. It's really hard. But last year I was just like, I have to be appropriate all the time, and it's like it killed me now, totally killed it. So I don't want to do that again. And it's like, I don't want to be unreliable for my viewers because YouTube is incredibly like your word has to mean something. So it's like I said I would do live streams, I need to do them because the damage to your brand if you don't follow through is bigger than any other damage. So I understand certain things about YouTube. It's just challenging. It's hard. I think when people say this is a really easy job, I don't think they're being honest. It's not the hardest job in the world though. It's not like rocket science, but it's difficult in terms of like perception, reception, messaging, that kind of stuff, especially in regards to my activism. It's like, oh, gosh, I don't know what to do. Because if you just block everybody, it's like that doesn't move the needle activistically either. But certain people I won't engage with if I feel like they're super biased or whatever. So it's like I'm not going to engage with everybody. And I think that's the other thing too, is being able to ignore things if necessary. And I wasn't able to today because I wasn't really prepared to do so. So it's weird. Anyways, these are my crazy thoughts. How are you guys doing? I just hope I can be okay this spring. Like, I hope I can handle everything that's coming my way because I really think that things are going to pop off in May. I really feel like it. Um, One, two, three, four, five, six. Not as tired. Okay, that's good. Oh gosh. I think that things in May, though, they're going to be mostly the same until the end of the month. So I don't think that things are going to change until the end of the month. I think they could change really drastically, really fast. Around the 25th. Like, I think the 25th is a really big day. So I'm actually going to be live streaming with Lisa that night. I'm going to be live streaming with Lisa tomorrow as well, but we're going to be talking about Torture Lesbian. So we're going to be talking about Taylor tomorrow. We're going to do 2 of them because she has like 5 million like songs on her album. So we're going to split it over 2 weeks. 5, 6. So we're going to do that tomorrow. We did our little outline today. And then we're going to stream on the 25th because we're going to kind of ring in Jupiter going into Gemini. Lisa's super excited. I'm excited, but I'm also nervous. Like, I'm excited for things to change, but I'm also like, can I handle it right now? You know, that's how I feel. I'm like, because I don't know why, but it seems like all the Taurus energy, it's really been tied to this serotonin stuff with me. Like, every time this Taurus is really strong, I get really serotonin-y. And we're in Taurus season, and it's kind of like ending with a big bang this year. So I'm like, I might have a really rough time this May. And then maybe at the end of the month, I just won't give a shit anymore. Maybe I'll just pop off and go crazy. And I'll just be like, "Ba-da!" You know, and I'll just like go insane. I don't know. Gemini season is going to be weird. So if you guys are like wondering, when are things going to be different? It's going to be different around the 25th. And then we'll go into Gemini season and we'll be super introduced into all this new energy. And it'll be very different, very chaotic. Not stifling, not still, actually very dynamic, but hypercritical. You know, I still think it's going to be a really critical time. Very people being nasty, you know, are very cold. People speaking up, So it's like a big coming out moment where a lot of people just start saying things they've been feeling. I think it will upset a lot of people. It's also super extroverted. We've been in a very introverted paradigm. It's going to be super extroverted this year. So I'm just like, I hope I can handle everything. I kind of can see what's coming and I hope I can handle everything because we might have something very calamitous or tragic happen in May on a collective level too. And it seems like there's going to be possibly like a big event around May 25th, and then it makes everything go into chaos and it just breaks the stability. Um, so my predictions for May are that it's very good on a personal level. There's a lot of healing and a lot of blessings on a personal level, but on a collective level, I think it will be probably negative, honestly. Um, which a lot of people feel like something's coming. So I'm not the only one to say that, but it's just nerve-wracking. Like, I just hope I can handle whatever's coming. Because, like, what if my channel were to just pop off all of a sudden? Could I handle it? What if a relationship were to, present itself to me? Would I be able to handle it? Um, Hold on. Sorry. 6. Okay. Sam says money is on Israel, Palestine, or Taiwan, China for big events, or it could be that someone steps down or dies. Okay. It could be, honestly. I mean, it could be anything. I think there is a war-like quality to it. It has to do with the eclipse that happened in Aries. Because in astrology, the eclipse hits. So we had the eclipse on April 8th. But a lot of times the events don't take place until Mars hits it. So Mars is going to hit the eclipse point on May 25th. And so that's when something could happen. So an example of this is in 2020, we had an eclipse in January it was in Capricorn, and it was bringing in these lockdowns that occurred, but Mars didn't hit it until March. So when Mars hit the eclipse point in Capricorn in March, that's when the lockdown started. So Mars is the planet of action. So when Mars hits eclipse points, that's when something can happen. And that's also when wherever that eclipse was in your chart, something will probably happen in regard to that eclipse, which for me, it was in my 6th house, which is my work and my health. So I think it's possible that could be, sorry, my armpit is itching. I'm getting my itchy pits again from last year. It could be that I reached that small fat status in April, or in at that time, because if that happens, then a lot of things in my life will change. Because essentially, it's like when you get to a certain point in weight loss, you become dateable again. And it becomes a lot easier to do something like YouTube. It's like kind of like a huge improvement in image and also health. So it's like my health could improve a lot at that time, and I could enter small fat status May 25th, which would put me in a totally different category socially, which will have big impacts. So instead of this Jupiter and Taurus era where it's been really like I've been mid-fat and I've been the duff and forgotten and, seen as unattractive, forgettable, or boring, I can go from that to a new spotlight being on me and not necessarily in a positive light. So it could be there's a big spotlight and people don't like what they see, which is difficult, which I will talk about it on my channel as I experience things. But either way, it could lead to a lot of change because it's like you become more mainstream. And that's a totally different dynamic than what I've had. So it's going to be a trip. I think it's going to be really weird because I think it'll go from being really boring to like extremely active for me. And I think that that's how this Jupiter is going to manifest for me, which makes sense because it's a new era, you know? So I'm a little nervous. I think what's interesting about it going into Gemini as well is that like we can have change again. Like we haven't been able to have significant change in a very long time because the Jupiter in Taurus, it keeps things stable. So and still. So we could have a situation where we break through or where things shift and something actually changes and we are not used to that. So I think regardless of what happens, big changes are occurring in May, probably bigger than we've had since May, you know? So it's been like a year of this stability and a lot of things could shift really quickly. And instead of feeling like things are moving incredibly slow or still, it's going to feel like things are moving really, really fast. Jupiter in Gemini is also similar to Jupiter in Aries, where you have to push. It's a pushing and fighting time. And so I'm just nervous because I don't know if I can handle it. That's what I'm worried about. I'm like, will I be okay? I think I'll be okay by like September, but June to September, it can be really tricky. It can be tricky because the burn off is really powerful. And that's when I'm probably going to lose the majority of my weight. And so it's like a lot of things could change during that time that I'm not prepared for. So I don't know. I guess I just got to be free and just see what happens. But May, I think, is the last like really caged in feeling or really stable, boring feeling of like, you're not going to do shit, sit down, and people being very close minded and very resistant to anything new. Um, so that's kind of what I'm dealing with now. I feel like is that type of feeling where I'm really, really serotonin-y. So I'm hoping that it'll go away in June. That would be the best outcome is if I break past it. That would be amazing because then I'm going to really be in the best position I've been in mentally and physically for so many years. So it could be something I get past, but it's tough. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know, but I'm really itchy tonight. And Sam remembers the itch, the itchiness. I'm itchy. And I'm like, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to take the charcoal tonight. I'm so itchy. I feel it all over. So it's frustrating. It's a very irritating feeling, but that's estrogen-y. So I have to have juice. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to have juice. Um, yeah, like, my body's changing a lot. Yeah, so it's weird. Like I don't know what to think. Like I can really feel my biceps right now. Like I can. So it should be interesting to see what happens with my body this summer. I think it'll be a lot of change. I think my body will change a lot. This might be the end of my weight loss era. This is Jupiter and Gemini. This might be the end. So this might be the last year that I'm losing weight. Because the good thing about it is Jupiter is debilitated, which is bad. It's kind of negative. but it means that it's easier to lose weight. So that's good. So it will be easier to lose. So, whereas right now, it's kind of hard to have your weight change at all because it's like things are stable. So it's like your weight can change, but it can't change that much. So it's weird. Yeah. I'm so serotonin-y, but like in my hands and feet, I feel it so bad. I'm like, oh my God. I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna scream. I'm a little bit less restless. I'm more like itchy. I'm itchy and I have a little bit of tingly. I have a little bit of sparkles in my hands and feet. So annoying. My legs are smaller now. It's so weird. But yeah, I think in late May I'll probably be small fat. That's probably what it's gonna be for me. Because sizing wise, if you get to like 1X and 2X, then you're small fat. So it's like if I get to a 2X shirt, which you guys saw me try it on, so you see how close I am, and then 1X pants and shorts, then that's a small fat. Then I'm officially in that social category, which that means I'll have a different social outcome. So it should get pretty interesting because I think the biggest thing I'll notice is that I'm a lot more noticeable and that people notice me more. And I'm not used to that because I've been in this like super ignored state or like irrelevant state. And it could be like everything I say, suddenly people notice it or there's a spotlight because I'm just more noticeable. Well, maybe you'll have to give me some advice. And I'm just kidding. No, but I have to like be noticeable to do the job. So it's like it goes hand in hand. But I wonder if I'm gonna lose tomorrow. But I need to weigh. I'm gonna weigh myself when I get off this stream to see. But I have to get a haircut, and if I get under 290, you guys, I never was. I never got under that. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm literally at like the lowest I've ever been. Okay, interesting. What do you do on YouTube? Oh my gosh. I hope I'm okay. I hope I can do this. I'm not worried. I'm just like, I'm worried about if I can handle it. That's all I'm worried about. I'm not worried about it happening. I'm worried about can I handle it? Like, am I going to be strong enough? Because I had a really bad experience last year with my hormones in the summer and spring. And it is a lot better this year, even at this point. Like, it was already a lot worse a year ago. But it's like, I just don't know how it's going to be. And so I get nervous mostly about the past because of what happened in the past. Um, but I'm pretty sure my health will be good. And I'm sure that that small fat phase should be good for me. Um, isn't that crazy though? Like actually jumping through different statuses. Like I was super fat when I started. And now I'm going to be small fat really soon. And it's like, I don't know. And I wonder if people are going to be jealous and weird. And it's like, I don't know what I'm going to get because of the way I'm doing it publicly. But I think it's a really important time in my activism. But it's just this weird thing. After small fat, then you're mid-size. So then you're a mid-size sedan. So once you get past small fat, then you're neither fat or thin. You're mid-size, which means you're neither. And then if you keep going, then you become thin. So that's how it works. So it's infinifat, which is the big one. That's when you're like a 6X or something, or like you're very big. Super fat is 4 to 6X. Mid fat is 2 to 3X. So mid fat is kind of like, that's where I've spent most of my life. But I was super fat because I was a 4X when I started, which is horrible. But mid fat is kind of like when you're on the outskirts of it, you have proximity to like the super fat or the small fat. But when you're in the middle of it, then you're like basically invisible, which for me, I hit that middle point last summer in August. August and July, I was like in the middle completely and I was like invisible. So I'm not invisible right now, but it's like still not great. It's really better to be in these other categories for branding. I really did. Even in public, I did. These days, not so much. Like people talk to me and stuff. I'm more noticeable. I started to get more noticeable in January because I started to get proximity to small fat because I started losing weight quickly. And then, so I think that's kind of where I reached that proximity where I was more visible and I was having an easier time on YouTube and stuff. And then now I'm at the end of mid fat. So it's like I went from super fat when I can only fit in a 4X to now I can almost fit in a 2X shirt. And my pants are going to be a 1X, which is like, oh my gosh. I don't think I ever believed I would get to like a 1X. I don't know if I ever thought I would actually get to that size again. It's really crazy. Because to me, that's like really small. Oh my gosh, but I mean, you can still be introverted. Like, I don't talk to people all the time. Like, I try to avoid it. But people do talk to me more. Like, I'm not invisible like I was last summer. But it's like, I don't know. It's going to be a trip to have a 1X. Because I know when I buy shorts this year, I'm going to have to buy a 1X. And I haven't seen that in forever. I don't even remember when I was a 1X. It has to be like elementary school or something. Like, it has to be a very long time ago. But I'm wearing my smaller pants today. And they fit pretty good. These are a 2. But they're like a smaller 2 because Walmart uses less fabric for their clothes each year to try to keep the price the same. So these are a bit smaller than the other ones are. But they still fit me. Because my other ones, like, so my 2Xs that I bought in 2022, they're too big. They're like getting too big. But the ones that I got for Christmas last year, they're smaller. So they fit fine. So that's the other thing too, is we're getting these weird like sizings where like clothing sizes are shifted. Yeah, I do too. I haven't tried any of those on though. I should. I'm gonna probably have to buy some. But I think I fit into my pair of jeans fine because I wore those jeans. I went to a play in February with my grandma, and I fit in my jeans that I wore in like high school. And then I wore my sweater that you guys know, that brown sweater, which is kind of funny. I'm going to keep the brown sweater because I think I can still wear it this fall. Because it'll be like an overshirt probably, or it'll be big. So I can wear something underneath it. So I hope I can transition too, because it would be nice to have time. Again, like I never have time for anything. It's like, it's really fugly. So I hope I can, because I think I can, but it's tough. And then I have to deal with the trolls and all that crap. And it's like, oh gosh, here we go. Here we go. Fugly trolls. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm glad my channel is doing good though. That makes me happy. Anyways, so what are your guys' plans for May and June? Let me know. What are you going to do if everything pops off in May, at the end of May? I think most things will stay the same towards the beginning of May. Like, I think things will change. Like, you'll probably have more positive changes in the beginning of the month. Like, I think my health might improve or something like that. And then I think at the end, it's like, stuff goes off towards the end of May, towards the 25th. So I'm like, here we go. Here we go, you guys. Are you ready? You ready for things to get crazy? What do you think? I think it's been weird to like, for things to stay the same for so long. I feel like that's been really weird. But I think it's going to be a tough transition from like everything's the same to now everything changes, like boom. And it's like, ooh. So yeah, we're going to have to see. I know, but I know. I believe it. It feels like it's been forever. I don't think it went by fast at all. I think it's gone by really slow, actually. But I wonder if my healing has affected my time, like my time perception, which honestly it could have. I feel like I've survived every year for a lot of different reasons. Just because like it's been so hard financially. My recovery process has been so brutal for so many years. And I think this year it's finally gonna like I'm turning that corner on a physical level because I do genuinely like sometimes I think about it and I'm like, I am a lot healthier now than I used to be. And that's a weird feeling. It's really weird to be better. Like honestly, like there are things that I feel now or like how I feel or what I do now that I never could have even dreamed of doing 3 years ago. Like that I just did what I did based on a hope and a prayer that I could get to this point. And it's like, here I am. I've made it. And it's like, holy crap, you know? So I think it's going to be interesting. I really do. But I guess I should try to rest in May. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it has been almost an hour. I might actually go to bed earlier. I'm tired. Um, I don't know. For some reason, it's weird because like the gym really kicks my ass sometimes. And then sometimes it doesn't. Hi, Yoga Yoga. So it's weird. It's like my time perception really messes me up. Or not my time perception. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what I'm saying. Oh, when I go to the gym, it's like I'm really tired now. But I also like I was fine when I was at the gym. I felt great. And then I woke up today and I'm like, it's like, oh my God. So I think in the future, I probably won't do live streams after the gym because it's like, damn, you know. Hmm. Okay, how did that go? But gosh, yeah, I guess it would be. I do feel better after the eggs too. I think they helped. So I'm gonna keep having eggs a lot. So I've been really craving them, but usually when I eat them all the time like this, I end up getting sick of them, but I haven't yet. But like today, I feel kind of sick of them. So I'm like, maybe I won't tomorrow. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. Deviled eggs are good. I agree. Muy bien. Gosh, I really have a really bad wedgie. It's ugly. Ah, gosh, these pants are not doing it for me right now. So I don't know what we're gonna do. Mayo can be PUFA, but you can make your own too. So it depends. Like they have clear coconut oil. I think it's made with MCTs. So that's not PUFA. Look at my arm. Looks crazy. Telling you guys, we're getting like deflated balloons up in here. I don't know what my body's gonna look like. It's really weird. So I'm like, I don't know what to think anymore. I don't know what to expect. But I mean, it's not that bad, but it's like, woo, I really got a wing. And then my thighs are the same way. So I've lost most of my weight in my arms and legs. Like it's mostly in my arms and thighs that I've lost the most. So we'll see how it goes, I guess. But yeah, I'm like, I could get loose skin now, I think because I'm getting to like 100 pounds, you know? So when you get to that level, it's like, oh my gosh, I could start getting it. I don't know, but I mean, I'm not going to do anything. I want to, for a while, like, I want to see how much my skin recovers, especially doing it in a pro-thyroid way. Because like my hair hasn't recovered either. So it's like I'm very hypo still. So I need to see what happens when I'm not hypo. Does that make sense? Because I'm still very hypolicious. And maybe I'll continue to be forever. I don't know. I don't know what will happen. But I know that I have to keep losing weight. Yeah, I think it will. I have a long way to go still, honestly. Like my body fat percentage is 39 and I'm trying to get to 17. So that's a long time. Like that's a long way. So I have a lot of weight to lose. So I'm not even close to being done, which is kind of insane if you think about how much I've lost and I'm not even close. I'm like, holy crap. Jeez. I mean, it's no joke, you guys. Do not get that big ever. Like that blows my mind. Where it's like I've lost, I think I measured it, it's 93. I've lost 93 pounds of fat and I still have like a really long way to go. Like I'm probably like halfway or something. Isn't that crazy? That like blows my mind. I'm sure. My BMI right now. My BMI right now is a 38. That's a lot. You know, it's like I'm not even close, you guys. Like I'm morbidly obese still. I mean, that's big. I don't know. Like I'm not even close to being done. It's just crazy how I've come so far and I still am not even close to being done. It's like, holy crap. Like, what the fuck? That's how I feel right now. I'm like, what the actual fuck? Like, holy crap. um, when Jupiter's in Cancer, though, it's easier to put on weight. So hopefully in that time, I'll just put on a bunch of muscle. I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna put on muscle. So that'll be summer 25 to summer 26. So that year. So like June or July of 2025 to June or July of 2026. That'll be really easy to put on weight. So, but you can put on muscle. Well, it's a year. It's usually a year, but so I'm gonna be like, I think I might look really good during that time because my goal is to be like totally on point by January 2026. That's when I want to get to my 17% body fat by is January of 2026. So I still have a while, but I have plateaued for a couple months or like a month. I plateaued this year, but I did lose a decent amount. I did lose a decent amount in the beginning of the year. Hey, Mysterious. How are you? It was pretty easy, but I think it was mostly bloat, honestly, Bot. It was mostly bloat. I don't know how much I've actually lost, to be honest, but I have lost some. Like I know I've lost weight and gained muscle. And then I looked at pictures and my body shape is different. I should send it to you, but I think it's like my lean tissues are coming in. It's like my body is changing shape a lot. I'll send it to you. So the first picture is from September to now, but it's subtle for sure. Like I weigh pretty much the same. I think I weigh a little bit less, but it's more so like the way my body is structured. It's like my posture's better and the shape of things is different than it was. I guess I can show you guys. I mean, it's not going to show that great on here, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of the difference where it's like the structure is different. My body shape or my body structure is a little bit different. So it looks different. So I think what it is like proteins and stuff. Like I think when I personally reach this level of weight, my thyroid gets better. And so when that happens, because I've lost so much, it's like I'm not as hypo. And so if you're not as hypo, then you start building proteins and tissues better. And I think it can cause you to not lose as much. And hopefully, like my hair is growing more because my hair is very thin. So I'm hoping that these other changes happen and then my skin is loose and stuff. So I have to see what happens over the next year to know. I don't know how much loose skin I'll have. I don't know. Just because it's like my hair hasn't even come back. So it's like I'm still hypo. I'm very hypo still. I'm just not severely hypo. It's like I'm moderate. I'm moderately hypo, which it's more manageable and it doesn't seem as bad. But it's still pretty bad. Like I was still struggling this winter. I just wasn't struggling as much. You know what I'm saying? I still got sick though. I still like was really tired. I had emotional issues. Like I still had a lot of issues in the winter, but it was not terrible and I was in a deficit. So I was pretty good. So yeah, I don't know if it's just that my body's changing body comp wise spot, but I have been in a deficit most of the time. Like I wasn't always in a deficit or always in a complete deficit throughout the winter and the spring, like in April. But at this point I am. Like I'm very strict now. I think my appetite is better and I don't have the problems anymore. Where I need to eat more some days I don't. Like my appetite drastically reduced really recently. So it's like we're moving forward. It's like my body being like, okay, I bet it's time, period. And so that's what's happening now because my appetite went way down. And like it was the weirdest feeling where all of a sudden the amount of calories I have to eat in a day felt like a lot. And like for a while, it was feeling like a tiny amount. And then all of a sudden it felt like, wow, I have a lot of calories. So it's different. Yeah, I wonder about it, honestly. I mean, it could be the seasonal shift, but something's changed for sure. Um, let me see what Mysterious sent me. Mm. You had no appetite? Did your appetite just pick up? I had a lot of an appetite. Like in April, I wanted to eat more. Like I was hungry. And so I ate a bit more. I didn't eat drastically more, but I put on a lot of muscle and I stayed the same weight. So I'm still losing, but it's like it just doesn't show as much on the scale and all that stuff, which is unfortunate. So I can't brag about it. It's like you can't brag about body comp change, but I can see it like in my face and arms, especially my arms and legs. I mean, it's like a balloon. It's really changing. So it's like, yeah. And then I have loose skin on my thighs, which it was like, oh my gosh. So it's I'm losing a lot on my arms and my thighs. That's where I'm primarily losing. So the pictures don't always show it because you guys are mostly seeing pants that are not fitted. Now these pants, they're pretty fitted. Like I couldn't even wear these in January. And they fit fine. This is like a fine size. This is the new 2023 2X. So this is the smallest pair. And for some reason, when Walmart makes the blue ones are smaller than my green ones. But this one is definitely smaller. But they fit really good. Whereas like I couldn't even wear these for a long time, probably not until March. And then No problem, John. If you're going to bed, that's fine. January does feel like a long time ago, mysterious, but everything feels like a long time ago. It's like time feels like it's going by really slow. So it's like when I think of like 2022, that feels like it was like 4 years ago, and it wasn't. Or even 2021, it's like that feels like it was a super long time ago. So, but yeah, these pants, they fit fine. So this is still a 2X technically. And then I showed you guys the shirt earlier. That's a 2X. And it's a little tight still, but it's nice and close. Because this one is bigger now. It's like a bigger shirt. So things are shifting, you guys. I'm gonna be like small fat really soon. I don't think I have any other shirts to try on. But I'll be trying on some of my summer clothes pretty soon. But I think that these are a 3X. Yeah, this is still a 3X. This is my America shirt that I have for the 4th of July. The 4th of July. So I could start wearing this though earlier, but I'm sure this will fit fine. This is like a little bit tight last year. It'll fit perfectly. It'll be like nothing, or it'll be even big. And then you guys remember I got these for Christmas and I couldn't wear them. I couldn't wear this, and I totally have worn it like 50 times now. It's so weird. I feel like my body swells really easily now. It's really annoying. So it's a trip. Sometimes, but not with Walmart because they don't really have that. So like this is not a tall. What I'm wearing, this is just like Walmart clothes. But it just trips me out because this used to be sausagey and it's not at all anymore. Like on my main channel, I'm wearing this shirt in my picture on there, and it's like really tight. It's like not anymore. So, but yeah, the majority of where I've lost is here. So it's in this area, and then some of my pants are really big. So I'll be buying a 1X. 1X shorts. Babes. That's a trip. It's really a trip. So let me see here. It probably does, but because I don't think I'm as estrogen-y in general. So it's like I have more fat in the belly. I think so, Mysterious, I'm pretty sure. But she's been doing this like pattern of like, I think it's like 2 old albums and then 1 new one. Or maybe it's 3. No, I think it's 2 and then 1 new one. She has like a pattern because I think in 2021 she did Red and Fearless. She did Fearless in the beginning of the year, then Red at the end. And then 2022, she did Midnights at the end of the year. And then she did Speak Now and 1989 last year. And then Tortured Lesbians this year. So we'll see. She might not do any album this year, but she might do the final 2 next year. So she might do it like that. People are thinking she's going to do something this year, though, but she might not. It depends. So, because she didn't put out an album in 22, she put out Midnights. So, but it's weird. She doesn't usually put out albums this time of the year. She usually would put it out in October, not April. So it's weird, but I don't know what she's doing. But I would think probably the two of them would come next year, and she would probably put it out in, first half of the year is Reputation, and the last one is Debut. So that'll be at the end of the year. That's what I think. So we'll see what she does, but she's had a pattern with it. So she's just constantly releasing music all the time. But yeah, I'm enjoying the album a lot. And I am enjoying my work, but today I was just like, oh my gosh, trolls and stuff. I was just like, ugh. And I'm tired. I'm always tired. No, I'm not. I'm just, I'm tired post-gym. It's hard. But it works. The gym works, you guys. It really does. I think you burn more fat. You burn drastically more fat when you're going to the gym than if you don't. I don't care what people say. Oh my goodness. Anyways, you guys, I think I'm going to go. So I'm going to go live with Lisa tomorrow night on this channel. We're going to talk about Tortured Lesbians Department. We're going to do the first anthology or the first album tomorrow, and then next Saturday we're going to do the second one. And then just as a final thing, on May 25th, we're going to go live. We're going to celebrate Jupiter going into Gemini. And yeah, a lot of stuff that might go down at that time of the year. Yes, on this channel. Because I am nervous about that time. I'm like, oh gosh, shit's going to go down in late May. Prepare yourselves. Things are going to change. But yeah, for now, we're going to continue. And there should be some things changing in May, but it's more nice and slow in the beginning of the month. And then you have the pop at the end. So the moment, May 25th, look out for that date. I think something will shift that day. So, but we're going to go live that day, which is really weird. So hopefully nothing crazy is going on when we're going live. It'll be late though. So we're going to go live tomorrow night, probably around, 10 or 10:30 my time, or 11:30 Eastern, like in that range, or maybe 12 Eastern even. It'll be midnight or something. It'll be late because I have to work. And then we're going to talk about Tay tomorrow. So be looking for us tomorrow. And yeah, and then on Sunday, I got to get back to filming for my main. So, it's a lot. I'm like, whoa, I'm doing a lot. I did scoot. I am going to go, but I'm like, I'm just thinking, I'm like, I got a lot to do. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.